We wanted a centre that was really dedicated to research that involved people. Before this facility became available, people would often find themselves in a 10 by 10 sterile room with no window, trying to have a relaxing conversation with a participant in a study, and this is a very, very different environment. The way in which we tried to design the space was to leave it as much as possible very generic, amenable to large-scale studies, which might use the entire clinical research unit here, but also to provide facilities that if new investigators were running a small research project, they would have access.
We've been really pleased to have access to the W.J. Henderson Patient Centre for Research. We screen patients, we do their study documents, we administer the study medication, we take their blood, we monitor them after they've had the medication, we process the samples. It really is a fabulous one-stop shop for somebody like me who's doing bench research on patients.
Yeah, the only two dedicated spaces that you'll find here are gastrointestinal diseases research unit and a facility for assessing people suffering from a whole range of neurological disorders. We have everything from areas like this set up to be relaxing and welcoming for participants in trials and patients, all the way through to the clinical trials unit. We actually can run phase 1 trials, including trials where the participants in the trial might have to stay in the unit overnight. We have a small procedure room right next to the clinical trials unit for taking biospecimen samples. We have a lab that can process those samples, and we also have a low temperature storage facility where they can be kept for months if necessary.
The Henderson facility is really a state-of-the-art facility to study patients. So here we have the ability to bring patients in, study them within a research facility as opposed to an area that's dedicated to providing clinical care for patients.
So since the W.J. Henderson Centre opened, we've been using this facility to do our screening sessions. We use it for all of our trials. This facility actually has space for a nice big room to review the group consent. We have more than enough examination rooms for all of our physicians to conduct their history and physical examinations. There's lots of additional space for the blood draws, for screening laboratory analysis. There's space for us to do the skin testing. So it's really a lovely facility to be able to use both during the day and at night for seeing our participants.
Our objectives are to involve patients more and more in research, and not just as participants in clinical trials, but also in the discussion and planning of research projects. And one of the appealing things about the centre is that for the first time we have a space where we can have those discussions. Members of the local population have access and the opportunity to participate in some of the early trials of new and promising treatments that are not yet generally available to the public. I can't think of any other location in Canada where we have such an extensive degree of integration between the hospitals and their affiliated university. And when we design and open a facility like this, it creates opportunities not just for clinicians who are physically working here all of the time. It creates opportunities for graduate level research. It gives them the opportunity to work with some really top flight clinicians in the facility here. There's something about having seen a space like this created from essentially nothing that is extraordinarily satisfying. It really is a blending of the research strengths of both the universities and the hospitals and the clinical capabilities of some of the outstanding physicians that we have here. It's very much a collaboration.